Hey guys, now it's time to start a discussion about interfaces. So what is an interface? In Java, an interface is a collection of abstract methods without a body, and constant variables. It provides a way to achieve abstraction on multiple inheritance. In Java, a class can implement one or more interfaces, and by doing so, it agrees to provide concrete implementations for all the methods declared in those interfaces. So let's open IntelliJ IDE. So when you know that there is something which is common to multiple classes or common behavior, you can create an interface, because with an interface you provide only what needs to be done, but not how it's going to be done. So you don't care how each particular class is going to implement the methods of that interface. So let's create an interface up here. Interface, I'm going to call it engine. It's gonna have a method void start engine, parenthesis and semicolon. I'll create a class car, and this car is gonna implement this interface. So I'm gonna type the implements keyword to implement from an interface, implements engine. And now we need to implement those methods. So I'm gonna implement the start engine method. Now how this is gonna start the engine is specific to a car. So I'm gonna type the car is starting the engine. So we know what needs to be done, so we define what needs to be done, but the how it depends on the class which implements that interface. Let's create another class. Let's also define some fields: private string name and private string color. Let's create a constructor: public car string name string color. I'll type this dot name equals to name semicolon, this dot color equals to color. So when you know that there is a common behavior which is shared among different classes, in that case you can use an interface, because you can define what needs to be done. In our case, we know that all cars or vehicles are starting the engine, but we don't care how each vehicle in particular is going to start the engine. So if I create another class here called truck, this is also going to implement the engine, but this is going to start the engine in a different way. So I'm going to press Ctrl O, I'm going to override the start engine, and I'm going to say SOUT, the truck is starting the engine. And let's also define two fields. Let's copy this code, let's paste it here, change it to truck, and let's create another class plane, which is also going to implement the engine, because it's also going to start the engine, but how it's going to start the engine depends on the class which implements this method. So I'm going to right click here, implement methods, start engine. I'm going to paste some code here, plane, to have the constructor for the plane, and it's going to say SOUT, the plane is starting the engine. So we define what needs to be done. So it needs to start the engine, but how it's gonna start the engine depends. A car is gonna start the engine in a specific way, a truck is gonna start the engine in a specific way, and a plane is gonna start the engine also in a specific way. The way in which it's gonna start the engine depends on the object, on the class which implements the interface. And a more practical example can be an interface which listens for clicks. So you have multiple buttons, and all those buttons share a common behavior, which is to respond to clicks. And you can define a one-click interface, and then you can implement in all of those buttons the interface, and you override the method and provide an actual implementation of that method for that particular button for which you implement the interface. Alright, I'll end this video here and see you in the next video.